another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to beautiful West San Antonio. Yes, Mike is late for work again. Should not surprise anybody. And I do have the tip jar here. So every time he's late, $1. It should be $2, right? Every time Mike is late, we'll go ahead and charge him $2. I think we'll fill this tip jar out, and then we can take you boys out somewhere, happy hour. Drinks on Mike for being late every day. Look at Mike. He says, almost there. Hey, good morning, Necios. Good morning, Mario Cavazos. Sam Salinas says, good morning, boys. What's up, man? Thanks for watching. Yeah, we're going to get into some things today. We have the Timberwolves to talk about as they survived. They went ahead and decided not to get swept today. We also have some P. Diddy news that Mike wants to get into. And we're also going to be talking about the Cowboys, man, and the Texans. Texans making some moves. Cowboys yet again doing not a damn thing. But, hey, Jerry says we're all in, So we're going to get into that today. What did he say? Sith Lord Elias. He better not blame the lizard. He better not blame the lizard. $1 per minute. I like the way you think, Tex-Mex Frank. Hey, Tex-Mex Frank is going to be donating some hats that we're going to be giving away again, some next Texican hats. So you guys stay tuned for that. Once we go ahead and hit that 900 subscriber mark, Tex-Mex Frank is going to donate some hats, a hat to give away to one of our lucky viewers here. So thanks for that, Tex-Mex Frank. We appreciate you, man. And look who's decided to roll in now. There he is. There he is.
What's going on?
I got the tip jar ready for you.
Oh, brutal, dude. Can you help me out with the screen real quick?
Yeah, you see, you took so long that the screen turned off.
What's going on, everybody? So I heard the intro already. Yes, I owe a couple of bucks to the tip jar, but a couple of things. $1 at least, but as you mentioned, the Cowboys not doing anything, but the Texans doing smart things. We got to get into that. The T-Wolves last night. We made fun of the Vegas yesterday, right? What did Vegas know? Game 4 about to be swept. They're in Dallas. What did Vegas know, and when did Vegas know it?
What did they say by 5, right? Or
it was about
like
1 point spread.
Okay,
1 point spread, right? On top of that, P. Diddy is Rolling Stone. Go to rollingstone.com. Check out their article on P. Diddy this morning. It is expansive, dude. Hundreds of people were interviewed for this. Hundreds of people. They're calling him Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
Jeez, bro.
They're saying he's two different people, man.
P. Diddy is he's just fake, man. And like we said, he must have pissed off somebody higher up because he's getting baked now, man.
Yeah.
He's done. He done.
Dude, some of the things that he was accused of in that article, insane.
Is it surprising, though? I mean, come on. Look at all the money and fame and power this guy had.
Right.
I mean, come on. Didn't look like he was a good individual. Did you really believe that?
No.
Come on.
Dude, not to get into politics, but the deliberations are underway right now in the Trump trial as well. What's going to happen then?
I like this.
Goodness.
Mario Cavazos, as Mike walks in, play the grito. Every time you're late.
Like, how was that ever a thing? I don't understand. Dude, so I was watching Seinfeld this morning.
Oh, man.
Got up early this morning and was doing some work on the computer. And, I put stuff on in the background, and a Seinfeld episode came on, and it was Costanza's dad.
No, God.
It was the episode about the bro, the male
bro.
And he was wanting to call it a manzier instead. And Kramer keeps telling him, no, you got to call it the bro. And do you know what he said? I don't like it. Sounds too ethnic.
Yeah. That's such a great episode.
I was like,
dude.
that sounds so familiar.
And then the wife came in and she saw him wearing that damn thing.
Wanted a divorce. Hey, thanks for everyone for being on our YouTube stream. Again, we are 895 subscribers strong, 5 away from 900. 105 away from 1,000. We party when we get to 1,000. So Seth is asking, how's the lizard? Dude, the lizard, I think we've become friends. The lizard in the front of my house, it's now basking in the sun, you know? And I was excited. A couple of things about my house. You know, I laid out sod about 3 weeks ago with my friend Sean. We were out there sodding the yard.
And it was free.
It was free. Thank you to Perry Holmes. I was out there watering it every night, every day, and it's starting to take a little bit. It's turning green. It was brown for a while because it had been baking in the sun.
Yeah.
And it's coming around.
Just got to water it,
Just
man.
got to water it, right?
Yeah.
But, dude, last night it rained at my house, and a lot of us got rain.
Perfect fertilizer, man.
Dude, there's something different about rainwater compared to the water from the water hose.
Oh, it's full of fluoride, bro. Come on.
Dude, I went outside to my yard today. It looked like it took.
Lush.
Like it looked like it's like it congealed. You know, and then now it's working. And I was walking out the door of my house this morning on the way over here, and I looked over at the side, and I see all this bird crap on one of my pillars of my house.
Ugh.
And I'm looking, I'm like, where the hell is this all about?
Probably came from the roof.
There's a nest up there
with
all these birds, and now they're crapping down the side of the house.
pigeons.
I don't know what
They probably are, dude. They're freaking flying rats, dude. Just get rid of them,
Dude,
man.
I don't want to kill what's inside that nest.
Oh, then just wait
what
for
do
it
I
to
do?
go.
Do I get like a power washer, just obliterate
No,
it?
You're gonna kill the little birds in there, dude. Are there any little birds? Do you see hear any little noises like little birds?
Little
in there?
chirps. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. You're gonna be a
I'm
murderer.
screwed, right?
Yeah, you screwed, man.
I'm screwed.
Just clean the mess, but I mean, you can't do nothing until they leave.
Yeah.
But you got to put they have this thing that my roofer has put over here because we have a valley on my roof. So he puts this metal sheath there, and it has these things that poke up.
Oh, okay.
So that deters the birds from wanting to roost there and put their nest there. So you need to have somebody go up there and do that, man.
I have a woodpecker hole from like 5 years ago in the back of my house on one of my pillars.
You sure it's not glory hole?
No, it's too high up. It's too high up. I would need to like climb up about 12 feet to get to it, you know. Glory hole. Jesus. Dollar for being Nesio, dude. Dollar. Lots to get into. Lots of people are already on our stream. Thanks for Sam Salinas, Mario Cavazos, Sith, Jonathan C for being on there right now.
Bird poo is great and full of nutrients for the lawn. There you go, man.
Oh, the bat one is called guano.
Guano. That's what they make the ladies' makeup out of, bro. They put that crap on their eyes and their face.
That's gross.
That's nasty, dude.
You know what else is gross? I found out a few months ago that Caesar dressing from Caesar salad is made with anchovies.
That's disgusting.
And I had no idea. And first of all, I've loved Caesar salad my entire life, but now knowing that it has anchovies, it grosses me out now.
Anchovies are just disgusting, dude. You even just see somebody
just
eating it.
looking at it, and
they
people
open
buy
the
the little
can,
can,
smell it.
Oh, and that's in Caesar dressing. That's what gives it its kick.
Ugh.
Gross. I can't do it anymore. That's why I can't eat certain things that are Mexican food, man. I'm sorry, man.
Tripas?
Tripas.
Oh, come on,
lengua.
bro.
Gross.
No, tripas are good, bro.
Lengua. Gross.
Put some onions, some cilantro on that, some hot sauce. Man, that shit slaps with some with the cold beer.
You're not tasting anything then. You're just tasting
Oh
hotness.
man, you gotta put some seasoning on it,
there are
bro.
people
Come
out there
on.
who put like Tabasco and everything.
Yeah.
And it's okay to have a little dash, right? Like me with green salsa, right?
Put some Valentina on it.
I like
dude.
putting some green salsa on it. Fine. But when you put it so stinking hot, like with hot wings or whatever the case may be, you're not actually tasting food, you're tasting spice. And that's two completely
that's like
different
gringo
things.
hotness, dude. We're Mexicanos, dude. No me pasa nada.
Sam Salinas reaches out and says tripas are not part of the coconut diet. That is true. Who says that Mike is blaming anchovies for not liking or Mexican culture? Thanks, Midtown. Appreciate that.
Oh, I thought you were gonna blame the lizard. No, you're
Dude,
blaming tripas now.
Was I being trolled by Bill Miller's sister restaurant? Which one did we go to?
Laguna Madre.
Laguna Madre.
Why?
Because they retweeted me on Twitter about how like I enjoyed the hamburger there. Was I being trolled?
No, they were actually asked for permission. They said, "Hey, that's such a great picture, man. Do you mind if we use it? Can we RT it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, go ahead. You know, good publicity for us. You know."
Sith asking the question, "How about tacos de cabeza?" No.
Oh, come on,
No,
bro.
gross.
What's wrong with that?
Gross.
No, man.
Mario Cavazos, the carne guisada from Tacos Martinez is horse bro. That's gross. I love you some Tacos Martinez.
Does it be like that food that freaking Canelo ate, carne de burro?
Yeah. Did I mention the other day that I went to a Mexican bakery the other day to get some pan dulce?
You got some conchas?
Conchas and stuff.
What color?
Oh, well, the brown and the white,
Oh,
the
bro.
chocolate and the white. They have brown, white, and yellow, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's all
man,
they
that
had.
yellow one and that pink one, man, they slap, bro.
Didn't see the pink one though. I didn't see the pink one. In order, I like the white one.
Of course you
then
do.
the brown, then the yellow. Wow.
Of course you do.
No, but this guy shows up to the bakery, right? And you know how they give you the bags, right? And by the way, the numbers that they give you for the prices is all BS, man. Because if they knew math that well, they wouldn't be working at that bakery, okay? Because like, I'll get 3 donuts, I'll get these empanadas, I'll get these cookies.
You don't get that little
cookies,
slice of pink cake, bro?
And the pink cake is good,
Hell
dude.
yeah.
And then they look at you, they'll be like, that'll be 13, 15. How did you do that? You didn't actually like plug it into a calculator. They just spit out a number.
They just see you coming in.
There's no rhyme or reason. This guy shows up with these big Tupperware containers, man, the big rectangle ones, starts putting the empanadas in there, starts putting the conchas in there. And then he has this other container that I usually use for like leftover spaghetti.
Yeah.
And he bought a bunch of cookies and just put them in there. And he's like, got to keep them fresh. He's like, hell with your bags. And I thought about it, man. The guy's living in the year 3000, man.
That's smart.
We're
dude.
in 2024. He's in 3008.
My sister-in-law does that when she comes into town because they live in Maryland.
Yeah.
So she'll make a stop at the Mexican bakery and she has like this little Tupperware container and she puts her cookies in there so they can take it back and enjoy them while they fly back home, you know?
Sith reaches out and saying Mike calls churros cinnamon crunch. You know what? Churros, do you ever watch the TV show American Dad? The cartoon back in the day?
Yeah.
I love that show. Okay, I haven't seen it in a while. Remember how they have that alien that lives in the attic?
With them, yeah.
Yeah. So he likes to escape and likes to live amongst the people, but he does it in costume. So he dresses up as an old lady and he befriends another old lady who he thinks is really, really nice. But it turns out the old lady's racist. And he doesn't believe it because everyone just witnesses her being racist. He doesn't believe it until they go to some museum or something. And she's like, bring me back a snack. And he brings back a churro. And he goes, take back this wetback donut.
Oh, man, dude.
He just threw the wetback donut at him. So churros are wetback donuts.
Oh, man.
They no lies detected.
But look at that. So Tupperware impresses Mike.
So white.
Oh, look at that.
I should never say that I like the white concha the most.
Yeah, thanks. Charlie Hernandez says, digging that hat, Joe. Hey, man, you can win one once we hit 900.
900.
And 900, we're also going to give away the Tony Parker authenticated Tony Parker autograph picture and the shirt, too, that we got from the game when they raised his jersey to the rafters again once he was inside, been nominated into the NBA basketball Hall of Fame.
There you go. Pro Basketball Hall of Fame out there in Springfield, Massachusetts, the most boring city I've ever been to.
Hey, do you drink agua frescas? That's a good
Love
question.
It, dude.
What's your favorite one?
The piña.
The piña?
Or the sandia?
Nah, I hate that sandia one, man. That strawberry one, the lemonade, man. Those slap good.
Those are okay, but it's too sweet, man. I like it a little bit more dull. The mango is also pretty good, but I probably go for the piña first.
Yeah, chamoy and drinks, yeah, man, that shit's good, dude.
Dude, you know what the game changer has been the last 3 or 4 years has been, you go get I don't know, you want to call them a margarita from a Mexican restaurant, or when you go to Chili's, it's a margarita or a marg.
Yeah.
No longer having salt on the rim, but having tahine instead.
Yeah, that tahine's good.
Dude,
some salt.
Game changer. Dude, you and I have gone to Stout House.
Yeah.
And I'll have a Dos Equis dressed out. Would you like that with tahine or salt? And I remember the first time I was asked that, I was like, tahine? Because I love, fruit cups.
Yeah.
Dude, fruit cups.
Tahine, dude.
Get the chopped up fruit. Get the lime juice on top. Get the tahine on. Oh, my God, dude. I'm going to have one today.
Put some chamoy on it, dude.
Chamoy, I'm okay with, but I don't, I can do without. I'm not going to diss it, but I can do without.
They have a good place right here, just around the corner, the Tropicana.
Yeah.
And then if you really want to get puro, you go to the one that's in front of John Jay High School, dude. They just speak Spanish, so I don't know, Mike.
No, dude, the one over on West Commerce and Callahan by Imperial Ballroom.
Yeah.
They have a restaurant / fruit stand / ice cream shop in there.
Frutaria, dude.
Awesome, dude. It's awesome.
That's the one thing that I love about being Mexicano, dude, is that some of these other people, man, they don't know the flavors that we experience. Going to a frutaria and getting those Mexican hood rat snacks. Best stuff ever, man.
Did you see that TikTok that's been like very viral? I don't have it up, so I can't call it up. But it's some 9-year-old girl complaining about the ice cream prices by the ice cream man.
Oh yeah, those two little girls.
Yeah.
They said that was gangster Hermione.
Yeah.
She looked like the gangster, like Hermione from Harry Potter.
Yeah, because they're British, right? And
Yeah.
I didn't realize the ice cream man exists in London
Yeah.
or in Britain. But she's complaining about being $9 for 2 ice creams, which is true, man. Every once in a while, we have the ice cream man go by my neighborhood.
Wow, that was like $11 for 2 ice creams.
Yeah.
She was like, "That's crazy."
Do you know
Basically.
what's lame? We have like an ice cream man that comes by the neighborhood, and it's so the music that they play that that it's the ice cream man.
Yeah.
It's so low that it's like faint. You're like, wait, is that the ice cream man?
Ice creamero.
And then you run out there, and he's not consistent. He's not there every day. He's there maybe once a week. But then my homeowners association got this guy who like makes ice creams on Sundays, puts him in the middle of the like where the swimming pool is, that parking lot.
Yeah.
Dude, line for days, man, to get a sundae from that guy. Then you go up there and it's like $9. And then they don't have peanuts because people have allergies. God, I hate people.
They need to just put the paleta man out there, dude.
There needs to be a separate world for people who have peanut allergies.
They have a paleta man that goes to my sister-in-law's house over there by Highway 90. My mother-in-law and sister-in-law live together there, and they have the paleta man, dude. Still old school, man. He has a little bike, and the front of it is the paleta box.
Yeah,
and he just goes down the neighborhood and be like, "Give me 2."
And you know what? Paletas are better than most ice creams, man.
Yeah, paletas are good,
like,
bro.
Which is the one that you like?
The strawberry one's my favorite.
Oh, dude, that's so basic.
I love the strawberry one, man.
That's a basic one. The tres leches one's good.
That one's good too.
That one's pretty good. The cookies and cream, man. When Paleta started to embrace cookies and cream, game changer when it came to it.
The raspa, it is raspa season.
Oh, dude. So Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 was trying to troll me on Twitter the other day. And he was asking me, said something to the effect of, he showed a raspa, right?
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, it's a raspa.
Yeah.
Roll the R.
Raspa, yeah.
Okay, roll the R. He was like, what does he call this? It's a raspa. It's not a snow cone. It's not shaved ice or whatever they call it. It's a raspa. And you know what? As coconut as I can be sometimes, Joe, I will actually look down upon other Latinos who refer to it as a snow cone.
Snow cone.
Or
Nah,
shaved
bro,
ice.
that's a raspa, man.
Snow cone.
The hell is that?
Dude,
snow
have you
cone?
seen the calories of a raspa?
Oh, dude, they're crazy. Dude. What's the syrup, bro? Just look at the syrup.
Dude, one raspa, one little one, you know, that little plastic cone cup or whatever it is, that little the flimsy one with the ice.
Yep.
Dude, that has more calories than a Whataburger, man.
Oh, no doubt. All that sugar in there, bro.
It's like 200 calories for like a spoonful of raspa juice.
The syrup. I mean, that syrup, when they pour it out, when they pump it out, I mean, look at how thick that stuff is, bro.
It's like 300 calories every pump.
Yeah.
Every pump.
And they're like, and then sometimes you get the red and the blue and the yellow one,
dude,
the multicolored one.
You start multicoloring it. That has more calories than going to Chris Madrid's and getting a cheeseburger and fries and a drink.
I have never seen Jeff Garcia even advertise he's eating a raspa.
There was something that I want to say that
he won't eat it, dude. It's too much sugar for him, bro.
Dude, I'm shying away from it, dude.
That's a lot of sugar, bro.
I'm shying away from it. Paleta actually.
Paleta's better, bro.
But I mean, the paleta compared to ice cream and raspas is actually the way to go, dude. You know.
Oh, look at that big ass raspa with vanilla ice cream on top, man.
Oh, with vanilla ice cream, make it even worse. Diabetes in a cup is what that is, man.
Oh,
maybe Rudy J was wrong. Maybe it wasn't the Bill Millers that gave everybody diabetes in San Antonio.
It was a raspa.
It was the raspa guy.
We'll tell Rudy J, hey man, let's go take you to a fruteria. He'd probably be like, "What's that?" No, Rudy J knows what that is.
Rudy J's
man.
poodle, dude.
Yeah, he knows what that is.
He knows, man.
And we should take Pledger. I don't know if Pledger's ever had one, man.
You know, I love Pledger.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying I don't know if he's ever had one. Maybe we should take him.
I felt like, I think he'd enjoy. Pledger can go anywhere and be 100% comfortable.
Oh yeah,
with what
dude.
He's at.
Pledger's good people, man. He has good vibes no matter where he goes.
He's invited to the barbecue.
Oh yeah,
both the Latino and the African American barbecue.
I love me some Pledger, man.
He's a good guy.
Yeah, he's good people, man.
He had a good TikTok yesterday where he was making fun of being a producer at San Antonio Sports Star. I don't know if you saw that one. It's one of the ones like, of course I'm a producer, and then he fill in the blank.
Yeah.
And one of the ones that he mentioned, I felt personally attacked by because he says, "Of course I'm a producer. I put together lots of quotes and sound for you to use, and you never even look at it." And he used to get so mad at me about that. That was the only time Pledge ever got mad with me, was when I didn't watch all the clips that he would send me.
Look at Sean. Sean, thanks, Sean. He goes, "This is my favorite sports show." Appreciate it, Sean.
Badass.
Hey, I don't know if you've seen, but I have that little tablet right there in front of you.
Yeah.
Let me see if I go over there and fix it for you.
Okay, so this is going to be the new technology here, right? So the thing about it is that these are going to be like sound effects for me to use. Okay, so let's go through some of these.
It might be a little loud. We got to fix that, but it's all right.
It looks like it's like it left me here.
What is it doing? Is it an ad?
It's an advertisement. Let's take a look here. Of course, I told you I'd do this before the show, but apparently not. So custom soundboard. Okay, so let's see. Scooby laugh. A little low, a little low.
We can turn it. Oh, you know what it is? We got sit times out because you have a video.
Okay, so we got to turn up the. Okay, so here are some of the things we've got. Scooby laugh. Okay, Riz.
That's for when it's Demon Mike time.
We got to rename that one Demon Mike time. I like it. How long does that sound? Yeah, dude.
You can always hit it and it turns off.
The Monica Lewinsky talk yesterday was pretty epic, man.
What the hell?
All right, we'll incorporate some of these.
No way, yeah.
All right, one last one. SpongeBob fail or fall.
That's for SpongeBob, man. Come on.
Nice. All right.
But we need to get with Pledge because I need to get some of your old sound bites from the old show.
The I was wrong.
Yeah, get some of those and then put them in here. Because you see all the room that there is for all the other buttons.
Yeah.
So I just got to upload them into that tablet.
I like the Riz one, man. I like the Riz. Let's talk some sports, man. Last night, Minnesota Timberwolves stayed alive, man. Pulled in a Saturday Night Fever, a Bee Gees type of performance. Ha, ha, ha. Staying alive, staying alive. 105-100. They're going back to Minnesota. Last night, Karl Anthony Towns with 20 points in the second half. Big night for Karl Anthony Towns, 105-100. Mavericks tied the game with a few minutes to go, but they ran out of steam. Luka Doncic almost had a 4-point play in the last minute there, but missed the free throw, and was not a very good shooting night for Luka. 28 points, but he was 7 for 21, 4 of 11 from 3. Missed a very important free throw down the stretch. As I mentioned, Karl Anthony Towns last night, 25 points, 20 in the second half. Anthony Edwards had 29 points, 10 rebounds, 9 assists. Super close to a triple-double. Minnesota takes the series back to Minnesota. Here's the thing about it, though. Seeing the stats of this series, Joe, you know how the Celtics beat up on the Pacers?
Yeah.
Swept them 4-0, and the Pacers were in charge of 3 of those games, had a 90% chance of winning 3 of those games at some point in the game, and lost all 3. Minnesota, at the 4.5-minute mark of game 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 5, right? 1, 2, 3, and 4, rather, have been in the lead, Joe.
Yeah.
Minnesota has led at the 4.5-minute mark of all 4 games this series. It is down 3-1.
Down 3-1 because you just didn't have very good play out of some of your better players like Ant-Man. You didn't have good play out of Cat, the big Cat, because he just wasn't hitting his threes. But yesterday was a different story, man. Cat caught fire, man. Couldn't miss.
No Lively yesterday.
Yeah, I think that had something to play with it too. And did you catch the switch? They put Kyle Anderson on Luka.
Yeah.
He pestered him, dude. Luka didn't have a good game.
He did. After the game, Karl Anthony Towns had a really interesting interview where he probably shouldn't have said what he said. Okay. He opened his mouth. He basically said, I knew we were going to win this game because of how we gave the ball to Anthony Edwards. And we know that when he goes to his right, he's going to be knocking him down all night.
Thanks for that info, man.
Thank you for that info. He goes, if you give him the ball and let him have 1 or 2 dribbles to the right and shoot, he's going to make it every single time.
What do you think Jason Kidd did?
Jason's like, thank you. Taking notes. Thank you for that.
Yeah.
That was a stupid interview. Why did he say that?
just say thanks. We won. Yeah, we're going back to Minnesota. We'll try and win another game. Bring it back to Dallas or something. No,
Brutal, man.
idiot.
I think the series is still over, man. But the talking heads on ESPN, the Jason Williams of the worlds and all of that coming out saying, well, if this goes 6, we're riding with Minnesota. Dude, history's not going to be made, dude.
Look at that, Midtown Texas. I'm getting a Riz Elite sticker from Traders Village.
Riz Elite, baby. That was the name of one of the teams that I refereed this past weekend.
Yeah,
That was
look
awesome.
at that. Hanover Fist says Dallas knows that too. They watch film. Yeah,
Well,
they probably do.
I know, but for them to admit it,
Yeah, that's dumb, dude.
for them to admit it,
That was dumb information. They should have.
Yeah.
He should have just said something different. But they were also talking about it too on like the NBA on TNT after the game.
Yeah.
They're just talking about how disappointed Chuck was because he's gonna have to go back to Minnesota. They're like, you're gonna have to buy another suit.
Gobert's defense was actually working yesterday on Luka.
Yeah. Well, it was not only Gobert, but they had Kyle Anderson on him as well.
Yeah.
So the team was taking part and being more active because both Luka and Kyrie, they kind of shut him down a little bit. They didn't have really good games.
Yeah, Gobert wasn't put on skates at all, but 13 points, 10 rebounds yesterday. Had a very big bucket with about 4 minutes to go in the game that kind of set the tone for the rest of the game. Minnesota 3-0, was down 3-0, now it's 3-1, going back to Minnesota. Yesterday I was taking a look at the NFL. We got to talk about the Cowboys.
Oh no, man. The damn Cowboys ain't done nothing. All in, comma. Come on,
My
Jerry.
ass.
Yeah, come on, Jerry.
No, I was interested in this because this kind of just showed to me the difference between the two teams. So
Yeah.
right now we've seen the Houston Texans do a lot of things. The Houston Texans have gone out and gotten Stephon Diggs as a wide receiver from Buffalo. They traded for him, right? I think it was a 3rd-round draft pick for him or a mid-round pick for him.
Yeah.
Big thing, right? Get CJ Stroud some weapons. But beyond all that, they extended Nico Collins, who arguably is their wide receiver 1. I know Stephon Diggs is coming over, but Nico Collins is the guy that Stroud looks at the most.
Yeah, man.
I know Tank Dell is really, really good. Don't be wrong. But Nico Collins last year, 1,297 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns.
Yeah, he's your wide receiver 1, dude.
He is wide receiver 1. And if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he played every single game. He
No.
played 15 games last year.
Yeah.
So 15 games, and he had 1,297 yards. But to lock him down at $24 million a year for an additional 3 years. Now, back in the day, if you and I were having this conversation 3 or 4 years ago, we'd be saying $24 million for a receiver. Remember back in the day when the Cowboys traded Amari Cooper for a 5th-round draft pick because Jerry didn't want to pay him 20?
Yeah.
And now we're looking at Devontae Adams getting $28 million, and we're seeing wide receivers getting $30 million, and the Cowboys just sitting on their hands. Meantime, we see the Texans look at Nico Collins and think, wow, Nico Collins, you're 25. You would be nice if we locked you down to you were 28, 29.
Brother's still in his prime, man.
We want your prime right here.
Man.
And to lock him down for $24 million, which, by the way, for a wide receiver 1, is not bad, dude. Not bad at all. Meantime, the Cowboys are sitting there, letting the market adjust itself and set itself repeatedly over and over again. Look at overthecap.com right now. Highest paid salaries for wide receivers this year. Tyreek Hill at 31.3, Cooper Kupp 30 million, Deebo Samuel 28.6. You got Chris Godwin at 27 million, Devontae Adams at 25, DK Metcalf at 24, Christian Kirk at 24, Terry McLaurin at 24, Amari Cooper at 24. So think about that. To lock down Nico Collins for $24 million for 3 seasons as an extension, it's a big deal because that $24 million price tag is going to look cheap 2 years from now.
Yeah, with the market going up, the asking price is going to go up, and they probably sharing the revenue too from the deals that they make with television and whatnot, streaming. So, I mean, prices are just going to go up even more. Cowboys.
So, how much is CeeDee Lamb worth then?
Man,
Is CeeDee Lamb okay? So you and I debate all the time whether Dak should be the highest paid NFL quarterback, right? So we know that he's not the best quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
That is Patrick Mahomes. But the way that it works in the NFL is that whoever's next in line as the big free agent quarterback gets the next biggest contract of all time. So if Jerry does sign Dak Prescott this offseason, he's going to get $60 million. There will be a 6 in front of it. It's not going to be 59.6. It's not going to be 59.2, which might make him the highest paid. There's going to be something symbolic about that 6, $60 million a year. We're going to look at a 4-year, $240 million contract with about $220 guaranteed. That's what Dak is going to get if the Cowboys do, in fact, sign him. We know that he's not worth that.
No, he's not, dude.
Dak might have been second in MVP voting last year, but he wasn't the second best player in the league. He's not the second best quarterback in the league. He's somewhere 8 through 10, 7 through 10. But CeeDee Lamb, though, if someone wants to make the argument that CeeDee Lamb is the best wide receiver in all of the NFL, I'll listen. Because, okay, CeeDee Lamb, maybe you think it's CD, maybe you think it's Justin Jefferson, right? Maybe you think it's a couple of other type of wide receivers out there, but we know that he is elite. We know that what is the very worst that you could rank him? The very worst you could rank him is what? 4?
Yeah, 4 maybe.
He's 1, 2, 3, or 4.
He's good, but the problem is that the Cowboys just don't have that money. If they go ahead and pay Dak, somebody's got to go. They don't have enough money to go around. They're already over the cap.
And that's the position that you have right now for the Houston Texans, where they have their quarterback on a rookie deal. That's the big thing, man. They have him on a rookie deal. They can go spend money elsewhere. They can bring in a quality running back in Joe Mixon.
Yeah.
They can go out there and get Stephon Diggs. They can go out there. Meantime, the Cowboys, who can't win a playoff game to save their lives half the time, going to be paying a quarterback $60 million, having a quarter of their salary cap go there. And they're damned if they do, they're damned if they don't. If they do it, well, they'll be relevant in the sense that they'll win 10 games and maybe make the playoffs. But if they don't do it, they're going to be a bottom 5 team. Tell me some other players on that team right there, other than CeeDee Lamb, that are worth a damn. Who's RB1? Zeke?
They don't have an RB1 anymore.
They don't have an RB1. When you hear we're doing it by committee, that means we're going to suck. All the changes they're making to the offensive line, no Tyron Smith anymore.
Oh, my God. Mario Cavazos. CJ Stroud will suck this year. Just watch and see. No, man. I think CJ's the truth, bro.
No, I think CJ's the truth also, but the problem is that he has a very, very tough schedule this year. Houston Texans with the 4th hardest schedule in the league. So the question is going to be, is he going to be playing well even if they lose? That's the thing. He might be better, but they might have fewer wins. It's a tough schedule for them. They've got 2 games on Thursdays, 2 quick turnarounds, one on Christmas Day. They're going to be playing on Netflix. It's be weird. Watching the Texans on Netflix.
Yeah, look at this. Jonathan C. says that's why the Texans are going all in with C.J. Stroud while he's on a rookie contract.
Right. But
they got the money.
But there's also something different going on, man. Why is the cap different for the Cowboys than everyone else?
Because the Cowboys overpay for their players. They make stupid decisions like Jerry did, overpaying Dak, overpaying Zeke. I mean,
but now they're not doing anything.
They don't have the money to.
Do you get the feeling? Let me ask you this question, because Spurs fans hate it when I say this, because I'm a realist when it comes to it. San Antonio is not a destination for a free agent.
No, not right now.
For a stud free agent. Now, if you have somebody towards the mid to tail end of their career, or somebody who's a rookie, like for example, the belief that Stephon Castle and Rob Dillingham are telling their camp, hey, I want to go to the Spurs. I want to go play with
Wemby.
With Wemby.
Yeah.
That I buy. If you're going to tell me that there's a player that's towards the end of their prime, like a Dame Lillard type of player who would want to come to San Antonio, I can see that. But for a player that is between the ages of 25 through 32, ain't going to happen, man. And I have to ask you this question because, Joe, you are a Cowboy fan.
Yeah.
Do you think that maybe, just maybe, the Cowboys are not the destination place that people think that it is?
No, it's still a destination place because just like the Lakers, that's prime time.
No, but what do? They don't take care of their players.
And that's the thing.
They don't pay their
culture.
players.
It's the culture. You see, the problem is that the Cowboys don't have a good culture. It's a circus over there.
They don't
in
pay
Jerry
their
World.
players.
They don't pay the players because they don't have the money to do so because they make stupid deals.
You know how city of San Antonio is always used as leverage for all the NFL teams? When it comes- Kansas City, San Diego, the Raiders,
the Athletics, the
the
Oakland A's.
San Diego became
Come
the
on.
LA Chargers.
Yeah.
Dude, that's what the Cowboys are.
Yeah.
The
Look at
Cowboys
this.
are used as leverage.
Sam Salinas, man. I like
$5
this one.
super chat.
He's making it rain today.
Here's a little something so you'll stop talking Cowboys until training camp starts. It's depressing and I'm in denial. Nice.
Spoken like a true Cowboys fan, man. That's the I guess the state of what it is to be a Cowboys fan. You already know what's coming. You don't want to talk about that. You want to talk about the good times. Look at what they're doing in training camp. Look at pictures of Zeke.
This has been the first time that I've seen Cowboy fans not do the whole, we dem boys. This is our year. Like, this has been the first time when I'm looking at it and they're like, yeah, nah. But they start off on the road against Cleveland on September 8th. They play their first home game of the season against the New Orleans Saints. Cowboys could go 2-0 to start the year. Get people excited.
Yeah, I know what the Drew Show is saying. It says, Cowboys have the money to pay anything. The rules, the cap prevents them. Cowboy fans should be screaming for soccer cap rules, for MLB cap rules in the NFL.
No, I hate MLB rules when it comes to it. I don't like the fact the Yankees have 5 times the salary of the Kansas City Royals. That's not equitable at all. It's not fair at all. It makes sports stupid. That's why the NBA rocks, man. The NBA doesn't have a hard cap.
Yeah.
NBA has like these variations where you can have Larry Bird rights and you can have mid-level exemptions every 2 years and you can do all these different things. When people talk about like the salary cap, the Spurs are trying to stay within the normal salary cap, like the lowest amount that they can pay. But when the Spurs are winning championships, they went over the cap.
They went over, yeah.
There's something called the apron. There's the luxury tax. There's all of that stuff.
They were in the luxury tax.
But the Spurs are not willing to do any of that. They're not even really inching closer to it. It had gotten to be so bad that the NBA a couple of years ago instituted a rule that says that all NBA teams need to spend 90% of the cap at all times.
This is true. And the Spurs, if they wind up keeping the money, what does the NBA make them do? They make them distribute
to the other teams.
To the players too. They have
yeah. Oh, so you're right. Yeah. My bad. Yeah, they have to do that because they have to spend 90% of the cap. So whatever the cap is, 90% has to go into payroll. So it could just simply be a bonus to Sohan and Trey Jones.
I would trickle it down to all the players. Here you go,
dude. And I'm having some issues here when it comes to the Spurs. Let's go ahead and. Well, you know what? Before we go into this, let's get some love to Jeff Garcia.
Look at this comment was funny too by Hanover Fist. We still them boys because NFC stinks. No lies detected on that one.
Dude, the Eagles are going to run away with it this year.
Probably, dude. The Eagles have a really good team, man.
Oh, by the way, speaking about the Eagles,
Pinche lechuzas cagadas. I still hate the Eagles, even though they're a good team.
Show my screen. This is more of an entertainment story, but did you see this on TMZ last night? Kylie Kelsey, the beloved wife of Jason Kelsey, went after a fan yesterday. She was pissed, and I don't blame her. Did you see any of this?
I didn't see this.
So Jason Kelsey and his wife Kylie, for those of you who don't know, Jason Kelsey has Kylie on his podcast periodically, and Kylie is like very well known as being like the wife that you want to have. She's very supportive of her husband. She's a good mom. She's just a badass that we all want to have as a wife, dude. Like if we had a perfect wife, it would be her. I'm gonna turn this off. But she's on vacation with her man. And a fan comes up and asks for a photo.
Yeah.
Witnesses on the scene said that Kylie and Jason Kelsey politely declined, saying that they were on a date, so they didn't want to take any photos and stop for autographs and all that stuff. They wanted to enjoy themselves. Yeah. Apparently, this woman started badgering them and started following them. Kylie went up to her and said, "Please leave us alone. We're trying to enjoy our vacation."
Yeah.
And apparently they got into a shouting match, which was the video that we saw.
Yeah.
Kylie says, "I smell all the alcohol in your breath." in the video saying,
Yeah.
you reek of alcohol. So part of all this is when you see an athlete out and about, do you stop them for an autograph or not?
Nah, man, let them be, dude.
I
They're doing
let him
stuff,
be.
man.
I mean, we have our good friend Fernandez who's out and about, right?
Yeah.
Now he does this at games.
Yeah, it's different.
That's different.
Yeah.
That's different when you go out and you are at the Las Vegas Summer League, or if you are at a Spurs game and you see Malika Andrews there, like Fernandez has, or
Yeah.
you see Mamu at a different
Or some
thing.
of the other NBA players.
you,
Yeah.
you are on their territory. It's a sporting event. That's fine.
Yeah, they're coming to that event to watch this event, this game.
And I
you know?
would even say if there's an athlete at another sporting event. So if I ran into Tony Parker at a boxing match in Vegas, I'd be like, hey, sporting event.
You're in a public place, man.
Right.
Yeah.
But man, when they're out and about, just with their wifey and it's vacation,
Yeah, or with the kids, bro, leave them alone, man.
leave them alone, dude. Leave them alone.
I mean, they make eye contact with you, just say, hey, what's up? Hi, and
Yeah.
just keep walking.
So I felt bad, man, because Kylie Kelsey is out there, and you know what? What does that make you think of her, by the way? Because she like is very defensive of her man. There are certain people out there, certain celebrities who do not want women to touch their man. Let me give you one example: Faith Hill. When it comes to Tim McGraw,
Yeah.
have you ever seen all those videos of Faith Hill getting mad at fans? I'm gonna try to find one right now.
You know what? She don't want him touching him.
Faith Hill,
That's her prerogative.
Faith Hill, country superstar, right?
Yeah.
Country superstar, but she's also a wife.
Yeah.
And Tim McGraw might be in his 50s, but that guy is still a hunky guy, right? And she gets mad. She gets mad because they start. Oh, here's a photo.
All right, let's show it. This video is inappropriate.
But she's losing her temper because someone's grabbing her guy. Do you hear that?
Yeah. She's saying you don't grab somebody else's man. I don't think the listeners can hear it very well. Kind of low.
I'm trying to turn it off.
Yeah. Oh, and you can just click out of it.
There you go. So yeah, so somebody reached over and grabbed Tim McGraw,
Yeah.
and Faith Hill lost her crap, man, lost her mind about it all. And Kylie Kelsey did the same thing. You know what? I respect it though.
Yeah.
I respect it though. I don't think that Kylie Kelsey should be criticized for it.
Does Demon Mike take pics in public?
Of what?
Yourself out in the wild?
Oh, I take selfies. I don't understand what you're saying. No, I'm not taking photos of chicks out and about.
Yeah, no, they're doing that. But I'm saying, like, I guess you're like out and about, you're with your buddies or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Taking it all in.
Except with Hefe.
Oh yeah.
Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs at Ken's 5. He don't do selfies, man. He's Darkwing Duck when it comes to it. But let's give him some love here on Alamo City Sportscast.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on Threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow not only on Threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
Hefe does not like selfies, man.
No, man.
You know what? He doesn't. I bet you if he's asked to do those boomerangs with the drink goes in, the drink comes out, I bet you he wouldn't do it. But
he'll be doing this thing, right? Like that.
If you can show my screen real fast, good article by Jeff Garcia on Locked On Spurs. This is on kens5.com, talking about how one of the commentators for ESPN, Kendrick Perkins, former NBA player, says he regrets voting for Rudy Gobert to win Defensive Player of the Year. As you remember, Wemby was runner-up on Defensive Player of the Year honors, though Wemby did make first-team All-NBA defense. There's a segment on First Take where Perkins just went off on Gobert, calling him out, saying that he just didn't deserve the award.
Oh, they voted for him.
So you can read this article on Kens5.com, written by our man Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Kens 5. Again, don't forget to subscribe also on Facebook. Well, not on Facebook, on YouTube,
On
Threads, Spotify, all of that stuff. Good articles, man. Good articles. He did have a Locked On Spurs yesterday featuring Jack Thompson, Rob Thompson's son.
Yeah, there you go.
From San Antonio Sports Star, talking about Stephon Castle. And again, this is the guy that I want, man. He's the most NBA ready player right now that's ready to go, that can play right now. They can give us 20 minutes. That's Stephon Castle. My personal belief, Jack Thompson was talking to Jeff about Castle's abilities, especially on the defensive side of the ball. A lot of people were in the mentions there on YouTube saying, we're tired of this. We need scores. We need scores. He can score, but he can score as a mid-range game. He's not going to light it up from three because he doesn't. But mid-range, driving to the hoop, Stephon Castle can do all of that stuff. Again, Locked On Spurs from yesterday. There'll be a new Locked On Spurs being dropped in the next few minutes or so. So we were talking about Faith Hill losing her mind.
Yeah.
Kylie Kelsey defending her mind. Do you know who's not being defended these days?
Oh.
Look at my screen.
Oh, Lord.
Diddy.
No, man. Should we have done the entertainment bump for Diddy?
No. Doesn't deserve it, man. So there's an article that got released on rollingstone.com. And yes, Rolling Stone is still a thing. I remember going to airports, buying Rolling Stone magazine every time I go on a flight, right? But it's an online edition. And the headline says, Bad Boy for Life, Sean Combs' History of Violence. It says, for decades, Sean Diddy Combs was hip-hop's boisterous showman. Now dozens of former friends, employees, and bad boy artists allege an abusive, menacing figure behind the facade. An article written by Cheyenne Roundtree and Nancy Dillon, where they interviewed over 100 people. I got the excerpts of this, and they were basically saying that he is Jekyll and Hyde. Somebody 1 minute, a very nice guy, a very joyful, very fun person to be around, and then the very next minute, one of the most evil people you'll ever meet. Some of the things that they talked about was the fact that he hated the fact that J-Lo broke up with him back in the day. He dated J-Lo in the early 2000s, and how he was trying to send his people out there to convince her to take him back. His former girlfriend, who has since passed away, was apparently trying to go on with her life. And Diddy's accused by his associates of sending somebody over there to beat up anybody that she would date so that she wouldn't move on with her life. Diddy has been in the news most recently because of the video that CNN had exclusively where he was beating the crap out of a longtime girlfriend. Hotel room. She was trying to get away. He chases after her in a towel.
Yeah, he actually bought the video from the hotel that they were staying in.
Yeah.
I think he paid something like 50 grand for that video. And of course, now all these things are starting to come to light. And we heard about these rumors in the past about Diddy. It seems like a lot of them were true.
Right. And I think a lot of this has to be because I know Drusha was bringing up a comment saying Rolling Stone has known about this history because it's history. Yet this is the first article that Rolling Stone writes about the violence. All the publications are garbage. The fact of the matter is that whenever you have an article like this, you need to have concrete evidence and people who are going to go on the record.
Yeah, that's the hard part.
Because you could be sued for defamation. And the video coming out where he is beating up his girl and kicking her while she's on the ground. And then the apology that he had later on with the apology video saying that he was not in the right state of mind, that he had to go to therapy and all that stuff, which I don't buy.
Yeah, no.
But writing an article like this, you need to have sources. You need to have sources that go on the record. And a lot of people don't like the whole anonymous sources. Whenever I hear an anonymous source about like this politician or whatnot, they always say, well, tell who it is. Why don't you say your name? It's because they fear for themselves.
Yeah.
They fear for themselves. Look what's going on in New York right now with Trump's trial. Trump's trial right now, there were potential jurors who did not want to be considered for the jury because they feared for their safety.
Yeah.
And it is like that on the left. It's like that on the right. It is like that with entertainment because this is the guy. They don't want to be on the bad side of somebody who has millions and millions and millions of dollars and all the time in the world to F your world up.
Yeah, same thing happened just about a day or two ago with Stephen A. Smith, because the Celtics, Jaylen Brown, was coming at him because he was saying, Stephen A. was saying he had sources that were telling them something about what's going on with Jaylen Brown. And Jaylen Brown kind of went at him. And he was telling Stephen A. your sources. And Stephen A. took offense to it. He's like, I don't have to reveal my sources. And the funny thing is that from that argument, they were saying that people, the talking heads that come out on these sports shows, are they really journalists? They're just entertainers.
Well, no, they're journalists, and it's funny.
So that was the argument.
It's funny that you mentioned this, because there was an article about that that was shared to me recently, and it was asking the question about like Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith worked for a Philadelphia newspaper for quite a long time. He is a journalist. Now he's a talking head now.
Yeah, but he was a journalist.
This goes back to the argument that I make all the time, Joe. Do you think that journalists print what is really going on when it comes to athletes and entertainers?
No.
Or do you think the athletes and entertainers tell you what they want you to hear?
Exactly that. They tell you what they want you to hear.
That's why when I hear Spurs fans go, but Wemby said this.
Oh, I want to be a Spur for life.
I want to be this.
What did Kawhi say?
I'm okay. I'm okay with a years-long rebuild.
What did Kawhi tell everybody? I want to be here.
I like all these players. Dude, no, man, because when the lights turn off and the recorder gets turned off, the realness comes out. I was a journalist for so many years covering sports and politics. And the second that it got turned off, they were saying something completely different. So when that person comes out and says, Stephen A. Smith is not a journalist,
yeah,
he is more of a journalist because he has his ear to the ground and people trust him that way. Brian Windhorst, Stephen A. Smith, they have sources. I don't believe that Skip Bayless does.
Yeah,
I believe Skip Bayless is a talking head.
He just says outrageous
He's
stuff,
a firebrand.
Man.
He once accused Troy Aikman of being gay. Remember back in the day that book that he wrote back in the 90s? He is basically a sports version of Rush Limbaugh.
He's a pariah, dude.
He's a pariah.
Yeah.
He's trying to piss people off, right? But for Jaylen Brown, what was the complaint about Jaylen Brown? That Jaylen Brown was
he took offense to what Stephen A. was saying. And Stephen A. was kind of like saying some good things about the Celtics, and he was saying some good things about Jaylen Brown. But I think the thing is that he was saying some sources that are close.
And he
to
has
Jaylen Brown, told me this, and that's where Jaylen Brown kind of took offense and called him out and says,
and why?
Your sources?
Why? Because the source probably works.
Yeah,
for the Boston Celtics.
Yeah, and that's
then you have somebody who's going to be out of a job. You have somebody who's going to be, you have the public going after them. There's a reason why anonymous sources exist, and one of the things I hate about the society that we live in now, and it's the deterioration of, is fake news. Right?
The fake news.
The fake news bit. Yeah. Go fuck yourself. And I will give $10, $20. When somebody says fake news, I know that they're a fucking moron. Yeah. I know that they're an absolute fucking moron for ever using that phrase. Because there are journalists out there who go out there and actually do their job and report what's going on. And because you don't want to believe it, you go out there and say fake news. Go fuck yourself, dude. That is the stupidest thing, and I hate people who use that phrase. They can jump off a cliff because they're fucking morons. Okay? That being said, so I had to go off on that because Stephen A. Smith, why am I going after Stephen A.? Stephen A. Smith has been a talking head for the longest time, right? Yeah. He's a showman, right? He's a showman.
Entertainer, man.
He's an entertainer. He goes out there, wears the cowboy hat when the Cowboys lose, when they get eliminated from the playoffs, and he gets all excited about that, right? But at the end of the day, you know what he is? That motherfucker's a journalist. And if he has sources, I believe him. And then I believe him more than I believe the San Antonio Express News, more than I believe Sports Illustrated, more than I believe all those guys. Because when they
on a rant.
Damn
it, we should have played that thing.
No, that's the wrong one. That's the wrong. What the hell? What the hell? Oh my God. Okay, so here's the thing, man. Dude, I remember when I was a journalist and I would talk to a politician and then they would tell me what's really going on. When I was a politician, I would talk to a police officer, and they would tell me what's really going on. When I was a politician, when I was a journalist, and I was covering the Spurs, and seeing Spurs say one thing to me on camera, and then the second I turn the camera off, they would say something completely different.
Yeah.
Just because it is on a newspaper or an interview doesn't mean that it's the truth. That's the thing. Stephen A. Smith, I'm actually backing his ass up because you know what? He probably does have that source. And he's saying it. And oh, well, who is it? It's an anonymous source. That means it doesn't fucking exist. Shut the fuck up, man.
You know,
it does exist. It does exist. You know what? The whole fake news from sports to politics and all that stuff, just simply because you don't want to hear it,
you don't agree with
me
it.
The fuck off. We are a society right now where we are in where we try to like have.
You're in that cancel culture society.
No,
right now,
confirmation bias, right?
Yeah.
I like this politician, therefore I listen to this news. I listen to MSNBC. I listen to Fox News Channel. I read Breitbart.com. It is confirmation bias. You do not actually want to know the side of the story. You just want to be told that you're right. And anything that is wrong, anything that you disagree with is fake news. Go fuck yourself and drive off a cliff. Drive off a cliff, because the far left is stupid. The far right is stupid. And anybody who believes that any athlete says to a reporter is correct and that it's accurate is stupid. Stupid. Because they want a confirmation bias. They want to believe what they want to hear.
Oh my God. They said that you should be a politician.
Well, you know what?
Kiss the babies.
Because if I had a billboard sign, I've already thought about this.
Oh my God.
I thought about this. I would say the far left is stupid and the far right is stupid. We're just going to have common sense. We're just going to have common sense. Common sense. You know what common sense is? Is that some conservative things are right. You know what common sense thing is? That some liberal things are right. That's what common sense is. If anybody believes that all things super liberal are right, they're a moron. If somebody believes that all far right things are correct, they're a moron. You know how I know that?
Opinions, yeah.
Because you know what? The extremes are what? California, right? Weren't rate prices and all that stuff. Okay, so what? We have to be conservative, dude. I've driven through Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee. Tennessee's beautiful. West Virginia, and all that stuff. Yeah, those are all conservative, far conservative people, right? That's what happens when things go far right. You know what happens when it goes far left? California happens.
Austin. Austin's got that hippie vibe, bro.
But Austin's fine.
Yeah, what do they say? Keep it strange.
They just want pot legal, dude.
Who doesn't, man? Why don't they just legalize it, bro? They make money off of that.
Oh, man. Mario Cavazos saying, Dale. Miguelito, tell him.
Miguelito.
Dude, whatever happened to we live in a world now.
Latinx.
Oh, my. What does Latinx mean? I got to look at what that means. I hear that phrase all the time. And I maybe I'm just showing my.
Sid is killing me, man. He says, I'm illegal. I can't vote for you, dog.
I don't doubt
Thanks
it.
for the $1.99 super chat there, man. We appreciate you, Mario Cavazos, making it rain today.
So let me gun to head. Stephen A. Smith. Did he have a source or not?
Stephen A. He probably did, bro.
He probably did. And Jaylen Brown got butt hurt.
Oh my God. Sean, check his blood pressure.
I broke the cuff. It just makes me mad, dude. I'll give you an example. I'll give you an example. One of my good friends was passed up for a job the other day.
Yeah.
Right? Now, he blamed it on, it's because of diversity. They didn't hire me because I was white. That's essentially what he said.
Oh my God.
And I'm looking at him going, no, it's because you're expensive.
That could be the truth, man.
Right now, if you are in your 40s or 50s, it is more difficult to get a job than it is when you're 20s and 30s.
Because they won't pay for that experience, bro.
They don't want to pay for it.
No.
And you have to, it takes a little bit longer. You'll probably get the gig.
Yeah.
But it's going to take longer because it's like quantity versus quality. That's the reason why
It's like an NBA team. They want the rookies, but they also need the vets.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You need to have a little bit of a mixture of both. And I was telling my friend, I was like, dude, they didn't pass up on you because they hired a Mexican guy. They didn't pass up on you because they hired a black guy or an Asian gal. They pass up on you because you asked for $150,000 a year.
Yeah. They're like, nah.
They're like, nah, I'm going to go off and do this.
Hey, you know what we need to do? We need to give some love to our boy Christopher Leha too. He's over here in the chat, man. MCS General Contracting, more than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business, honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leha over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
Hey, one thing we can all agree on, that diamond hard concrete, they did it at my house.
Yeah,
they did a good job. They did a good job. You know, not fake news. They did a really good job back there.
How many dogs got out now after that?
Well,
Daisy.
From that side, nothing. Only dog's been getting out these days is Daisy.
Yeah.
Taking us off for a walk. Dude, I let her out for a couple of days ago. She was like a mile away.
Damn.
She and apparently she got out of the yard and followed these joggers. And the joggers called me. They said, we were on a jog and she's been following us the entire time. They went like a mile. And I was like, dude, I let her go about 10, 20 minutes ago outside. And we're doing about 12-mile pace right now. I'm like, okay, well, she got out real fast. But no, it's been holding up very well. In fact, because it rained yesterday, I went outside to go take a look because part of it was the drainage. It's not only the concrete to make it look nice, that it drains properly, and it drained properly yesterday. So good job, MCS General Contracting.
There you go, man. Call Christopher Leha and MCS General
Joe
Contracting.
Gonzalez is upset that he's asking the question, was it diverse enough, though? Was the crew that Leha brought over diverse? I don't know, man. I don't know.
Did they play Tejano while they were going ahead and doing everything for you?
There was Tejano.
There you go, bro. That's all you need to know. That means the job is getting done right.
Did I tell you that in my neighborhood, there's a lot of houses up for construction, and you know, it comes to the territory.
Yeah,
lots of Tejano. There's this one group of guys that's been building a house in my neighborhood, who 4 days out of the week, Monday through Thursday, it's Tejano music. You can tell. The fifth day on Friday, you don't want to know what they're playing, dude.
What are they playing?
Puro Lady Gaga.
Oh, Lady Gaga, dude.
Damn. Dude, for like 3 hours, they have that album, was it called Fame Monster or whatever? They have it all looped. Rah, 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 Roma, Roma, ma. Tex-Mex Frank with a $5 super chat.
Thanks, Tex-Mex Frank.
I had the volume turned down for a minute. I thought Mike was pissed off because of El Necio mascot lizard. Scared him again.
I thought you were going to do that thing that one guy did. Have you seen the video where he's walking out of the house and he trips on the last little step? He goes face first and it hits his car, messes up his knee, and he's like, oh my God.
So for those of you who missed it, I went on a rant there because I got angry because we are in a civilization where the far left believes that the far right is bringing the world down, the America down, and the far right thinks the far left is doing the same thing, right? And to be honest with you, it's both sides. It's both sides. I hate the far left, dude. I can't stand them.
Kind of sound a little bit like Rush Limbaugh now.
The hippies, dude. The hippies. We can't build a road because there's a lizard that no one cares about. You know,
that's what they did down here on 151.
PETA, all them, you know, PETA, don't eat animals. You know, we're going to throw paint on, and destroy works of art with paint and all that stuff. You know, women with armpit at their hairs, with hairy armpits. No, hate them.
Remember they shut
MAGA
down
types.
Remember what they did down 151? Everything came to a halt for like months, almost like a year and a half, because they found this endangered spider they thought that was extinct.
Yeah.
And they found it over here when they were digging up the area to try to put the overpass and whatnot. So everything came to a halt because they had to do some environmental stuff for this freaking spider, bro.
Yeah, it's stupid.
I'm like,
do you know why I got mad? I'm gonna tell you why I got mad. Because I'm a former journalist and I used to do news. And part of doing news was covering City Hall. Part of it was covering, state capitol. Part of it was doing all that. And I remember producing a newscast at Ken's 5. And I remember one day, I'm in charge for the editorial value of what was there, right? And there was a very contentious story where you had a very far left opinion and a very far right opinion. And I remember telling the reporter, make sure that the same number of seconds is on both sides. Don't have the liberal guy talking for 20 seconds and the conservative guy for 5. Don't do it vice versa. Try to find sound bites or a compilation of sound bites that equal time.
Yeah.
Right? I edited the story in the sense I looked at the words. It passed my test of fairness. Right? Both sides displayed. Neither side. There was no slant. There was no left. There was no right. It was just a story and the opinions of the people that were there. And there was that. I was in the newsroom getting bombarded with phone calls from people complaining about the story.
What were they complaining about?
None of them from the far left, by the way. It was all far right people. None of them complained. None of the far left complained. Far right started calling my station repeatedly. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, oh, well, you had a very biased story, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, well, what part of the story was it? Well, it's very biased, blah, blah, blah. And it said whatever. I was like, no, it didn't say that. And then I realized that people were calling in that had never heard the story. That they were calling in because they were sheep.
Mm.
They were calling in because they were told to call in, that they couldn't think for themselves. And that's why I get so passionate about it. My last year as a reporter, I got out. One of the reasons why I got out was because I was tired of the political landscape of things. I was tired of writing a story for CNN and writing a story for Fox News Channel and seeing it being distorted. It happened to me with my own scripts, because sometimes I would come out on CNN. Sometimes I would come out on Fox News Channel.
Yeah.
Never live. I would come on like on tape. And I realized back in 2005, 2006, that was kind of like where things were going. And it really upsets me when there is something that is blatantly obvious. And it goes back to me refereeing this past weekend. There are coaches who complain when there's legit calls to be made, in the Angel Hernandezes of the world, right? When it's like, man, they're doing a bad job. But right now, when I was refereeing basketball last weekend, and you had those coaches that were yelling about every single play, even the most obvious play, the player could pick up the ball and take 6 steps, and I called traveling, and they complained that it was called traveling was made, and it was against us. And that's my problem that I have with politics. That's what problem I have with things, that people want confirmation bias, and they don't actually read what other people have to say or listen to what other people have to say. That's my problem. That is my problem. That's why I got angry. It wasn't for me to do a Demon Mike segment or an Angry Mike segment. It was the fact that the far left is stupid and the far right is stupid.
I remember this one. This was funny.
Remember you said you did an undercover story about prostitutes at the strip club? Yeah, that was at Acapulco Fantasies.
Damn, bro. What a throwback from back in the day, man.
Yeah, I had a no fear baseball
Jeez.
cap on that had a hole punched in it, camera in there, wore a jacket that had a big old, it was like 3 times the size of this phone, it was on my back. And that was journalism right there. By the way, they did have prostitution there, and they were taken down. Why? Because of prostitution.
Yeah, but that was probably rampant back in the day, going on at all the strip clubs, man.
Sis saying y'all need a sad violin playing in the background when Mike uses his soft-spoken voice. Is that what I did?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sorry.
We need to put that on there as part of the sound bites.
Mike said he was angry. He was more like hangry. Thank you, Swiss. They took our jobs. Oh, those people are funny.
Oh, God. They got a Acapulco Fantasy shut down. My old boss at USA
was apoplectic about that closing. By the way, thank you, Drew, for use the phrase apoplectic. That's a great word, by the way. That's a great word. Acapulco Fantasy, man. The only strip club that had showers in there where you could shower with the strippers.
I think they even had like
And it was
hot tubs
and
or
it was
something
and
in there.
it was glass showers so that
Oh,
people could see
God,
you
bro.
showering with the stripper. Dude.
That was wild times, man. Wild times.
And
back
you know,
then.
I haven't been to a gentleman's club in years.
You can't do nothing now. It's not even worth going. I mean,
Is it?
yeah, I mean, they can't. You can't touch them. They can't touch you.
Allegedly, I hear that
there's
there's one place in town that is pretty necio,
I don't know.
where
dude.
they're screwing people there.
I mean, if the price is right. I mean, I'm sure somebody's game.
I hear that there's one. I hear that there's
Yeah.
one. I haven't been to that place in 20 years.
Yeah. You know, speaking of which, dude, getting Necios, we have to have a Necio meetup with our fan base, you know, with our listeners here. We need to have like a happy hour with them, probably like
Are we
in
going
a
to celebrate
week.
900 or are we going to celebrate 1,000?
I mean, we can have a little, you know, get together for 900 just to celebrate real quick, you know, maybe have like a happy hour, have some drinks, meet up with people, you know, that'd be fun. Maybe go to Twin Peaks or something on a Friday.
Drew Show's still going off about Acapulco Fantasy, man. Nothing to see here. Is in the warehouse district. it was next to an auto body shop.
Yeah, it was. It was off of Industrial Way or something like that.
It
Yeah,
was an industrial park, and it was like nothing going on over here. And you know what? It wasn't even San Antonio Police, man. It was Leon Valley, if I wasn't mistaken.
God, yeah,
It was
man. It's
behind
even worse.
It was behind the Target and behind the Paraple County Fair.
Yeah, it was in that one little shopping center that
Did
they
they
have right there.
Did they bulldoze that building? Because I don't think it's there
I don't
anymore.
even think it's there anymore, man.
That place was scuzzy, dude.
Yeah, dude, it was nasty, dude.
They gave me $2,000 to spend over there.
Jeez, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
But you had a great time though.
You know what's so funny is that we got a lot of video that KSAT used for future stories, like down the road, whenever they would do stories about like strippers.
Use the video.
The digitized stuff of them, like on the pole. That was if
God.
you see that on KSAT, that was me 25 years ago getting that
with the video
with
the
a
hole
with
through the hat.
with a no fear
Oh,
hat.
God.
Just picture a little pole sticking out of the Texican hat right there
Oh man.
between the E, you know, and I'd be like this.
Acting like you're drunk. Oh my God.
Those are the days, man. And to think about it now, I mean, what was worse, the fact that I said yes to that, or the idea that KSAT asked me to do that in the first place?
Thing is the fact that they asked you to do that in the first place, man.
Because good God,
But you were game for it.
let's go free herpes.
Hey, you know what, man? They have like, I didn't
Mario
know this.
Cavazos.
I saw this the other day, man. I was telling my wife, I'm like, you know, this ad came up out of nowhere on Insta, right? I was going through Insta, looking at material for today, you know, that maybe we could use or something. And all of a sudden, this ad comes up for Taco Cabana, right? And they put like, Taco Cabana has a happy hour from 3 to 6.
The wineritas.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, what the heck is this? You know, what do they got? They got like half price appetizers. Like you can buy margaritas and beer for like $2. I'm like, hey, that's not a bad time, dude. $2.
Right.
Happy hour 3 to 6. You could pregame there, and then you could go to like a Twin Peaks or a Hooters, you know,
Yeah.
and they still got happy hour going on over there. So you can get you a man size mug, you know. The Naughty Brunette over there at Twin Peaks is my favorite beer, man. That's good stuff.
Twin Peaks is a good place, dude. It's the only
Should go there,
restaurant
man.
that I want to go to anymore.
Yeah, we need to go.
Like,
there,
I'm
man.
retired from Bombshells. I'm retired from Ojos Locos. I'm retired from what used to be that one on Ingram and 410. What was that one called?
Ingram and 410. Which one was that one?
There used to be one there. But there's two that I'll go to. I'll go to Twin Peaks. And if you're in the Dallas area, for those who know, if you know, you know, Tight Ends.
Oh God.
Have you seen the Tight Ends place in Dallas?
Yes, I've seen that before.
As our good friend Anthony Pittman would say back in the day, so naked they didn't even wear a smile. Speaking of which, Pittman might be on the show later on this week.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, I'm going to be out. This is probably going to be my last show for the week because I'm going to be flying out of town. Actually, I'm going to be going into Wichita, Kansas tomorrow morning because I'm going to help my son move back from Kansas, which where he had his job. Now that that's over right now, and they wanted to come back here to San Antonio. Now I got to go fly over there with them tomorrow with the wife, and then we're going to help him drive his U-Haul and his car back to San Antonio. It's like a 10-hour drive from Wichita, Kansas back to San Antonio. So Thursday, Friday, I'm going to be out on the road. I'll be back here by Monday. So if you want to go ahead and do the show remotely,
We'll have to talk about that.
we'll
a
have
little
to
bit.
talk about that for you, man.
By the way, before we go, let's leave on a good note. I don't know if you're familiar with the Birmingham Southern baseball team. Have you been following that story?
No, I haven't been following that.
So let me see if I can get some images of them at least. Birmingham Southern is now in the baseball World Series, College World Series for Division III. And what makes it exciting is that they're going to be playing in the next week or so Division III College World Series baseball. Their school doesn't exist anymore. They're playing for a school that doesn't exist.
Jeez, man.
The school folded as of May 31st because they couldn't get the funds that they needed from a loan.
Oh,
like the
man.
voters didn't approve it.
Yeah.
So the schools just decided we're just going to fold it. We're just not going to be an institution anymore. Well, this baseball team got an at-large bid into the playoffs, qualified, won its region, is now in the World Series, the College World Series for Division III, and they're going to be playing for a school that does not exist, which means that they have no funds.
Got no
So
money.
they've got a GoFundMe that people are funding to get them to this particular to the different places that they need to go play.
Yeah. Defunct school.
Defunct school.
God.
And what's going to end up happening? What if they win it all? What if they bring home a trophy? Where does the trophy go? So if there's any good story to follow, it's Birmingham Southern's baseball team, which, by the way, is known in D3 as a very good baseball squad, a very good baseball program.
Yeah.
But man, they advanced. Look at that. By the way, best part of the story, also another part of the story that's pretty cool. When they advanced to the World Series, they had 9 players sick with food poisoning.
Jeez.
And the
man.
person who got the save, the pitcher who got the save, was on an IV and pulled it out of his arm to go throw the last 3 outs of the game.
My God.
This is going to be a movie one day.
It is, dude.
This
It
got
has all
to
the
be
makings.
even if they don't win it all. Just the fact that they made the World Series.
Yeah.
Birmingham Southern.
I'd watch that. ESPN, you got to do this, man.
Yeah.
Either that or Netflix. Somebody pick it up.
Yeah.
Oh, and look at Drew's show. He's telling me, man, it's tornado season. You have to drive through Kansas, Oklahoma, and North Texas, Joe. Keep an eye on that weather. That's what I'm saying, man. That's going to scare me, dude. But, you know, I used to go and visit a lot. My sister-in-law, my brother-in-law, when he was stationed up there in Oklahoma, because he was in the Army. And when we would go up there sometimes, you know, depending on what season it was hairy, dude. In the summertime, you have to deal with tornadoes and whatnot. I mean, there's a different vibe up there, dude. That sky gets not only dark, it gets green.
Dude,
when it gets green, it's some bad weather.
The weather has been so crazy, man, because, dude, it hails all the time at my house. All the time at my house.
Yeah.
If it rains, it's hailing. And then you have all those tornadoes up there. You can't hide from the weather anymore, dude. You can't hide, right? Things have changed. You know, I believe
you gotta get a doggy door made for the dogs, man. What if you're not there and they want to come back in?
They're too big of a dog, man. Duncan's half the size of the door.
Get Duncan his own car. He'll probably drive off.
Duncan has been dealing with the San Antonio heat right now and is looking at me by the time I get home, like, get me the F inside.
Dude, get him a pool that you could put some water in there for him, man.
They'll just drink it.
He'll get in there, dude.
Oh, no. I did buy them one last year.
Yeah.
But what ended up happening was they chewed it up.
Get him a metal one.
That's
Nah, dude. Just put something out there for him.
nah. What I'll do, though, I did buy a sprinkler because they messed up my sprinkler system. So I got like the oscillating ones, and I'm going to put it on later on tonight, and I'm going to see if they jump through it. I bet you they will. Cody, my golden retriever, is going to be all about it. I know.
Set up a mister outside in the back,
Yeah.
dude. Just let, that little mist come out and cool them off.
Nah, I'm all right.
You're going to say they're animals.
They're animals.
They're animals.
They'll figure it out.
Damn, dude.
Oh, Samson is saying, got to ride solo, Mike. Need some Alamo City Sportscast. Sid is saying to go to WinStar, win some money. Dude, my sister and I went to WinStar last year, won $300 right away. We were there for only like 2 hours of $300. Dancing drums That's my slot machine, baby.
The dancing drums.
Dancing drums, 88 fortunes.
I never gone to the one over there in Eagle Pass, dude.
Oh, dude, don't.
Kickapoo.
Kickapoo's trash.
Some of my family goes out there. Say, I ain't going there, dude.
It is a trader's village of casinos.
Is it like a tent?
It used to be like school portables back in the day.
Damn.
And then they made the building's fine now.
Yeah.
It's a little bit, the floor is a little bit wonky. It's fine. But you got to pay for drinks. They ain't gonna give you anything for free.
No.
They've got bingo, they've got a little bit of poker, and they've got slot machines. And that is it. There's no blackjack. There's no craps.
No, man. I gotta have my table games, bro.
Yeah, they ain't got none of that.
I go and warm up on the slots, right? And I get some change to play with. And then I go hit the table games and I go flip it, dude. I'm good at craps and roulette, man. I'll play that all night long.
I'm gonna look at it right now. Lucky Eagle Kickapoo Casino, right? What can you play? What can you play? Play poker, bingo, and slots. That's it. All right, so you're gone tomorrow?
Gone tomorrow, man. I'll be on a plane sometime in the morning, probably like at 6 a.m. The wife always gets those stupid hours to go fly, dude. 5 a.m., 6 a.m. I'm just like, geez, bro.
Give me a heads up tonight. Let me know how to take control of things if I want to knock it out, if I want to be by myself or not.
I'll set up everything for you, man. It's going to be real easy, just like last time. You know, everything's going to be on rails. You just log in, put in a title, hit go live, boom, you're done. You're going. And you can see the chat just like I'm showing it right now.
We shall see. We shall see. Let's see if we can make this happen.
Yeah.
They do get free sodas. Thank you, Sith.
They got roulette now, is what they're saying.
Yeah. You know, the worst craps in California, because they don't allow craps over there. They don't allow dice games. They actually give you these. They give you a deck of cards with like 6 green cards and 6 red cards.
Yeah.
They pull one of each and they go 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 7. You're out. 5, 2, 7. You're out. 6 boxcars. Stupid.
That's dumb, dude.
Stupid. When politics get involved, man. Let me spend my money on what I want to spend my money on.
Yeah. No, I go to Cachada, go somewhere else, man. Windstar is the place to go.
La Berge.
La Berge de Lac.
My favorite in Louisiana is Golden Nugget.
Yeah. Okay.
That one in Lake Charles, and I like the La Berge in Baton Rouge. The Harrah's is pretty good in New Orleans. Going the other way, Laughlin, Nevada is kind of kooky if you want to have an off the beaten path type
and
of
little
thing.
portables with some game, little, does it slot machines or something in there, dude? Yeah.
They got all the games, but
Yeah.
it's a little bit dusty over there. But going to Vegas, man, I'm going to Vegas in July for 4th of July. Well, we're actually leaving on 4th of July for a few days, my daughter's 21st birthday. And they're going to be staying at Park MGM. I don't know where I'm staying yet. But my favorite places to play over there, I love playing at Planet Hollywood. I love the Venetian.
The Mirage is being shut down for like 3 years, bro. Did you hear that?
Yeah, because they're shutting down at the end of the month. I think in a couple of days.
Yeah, everybody's asking what's happening
They're
with the
going to shut
Dolphins.
down the volcano.
What's going to happen with the Dolphins?
Yeah, they're turning it into is it a Hard Rock?
Yeah, Hard Rock took ownership of it now, so I don't know what they're going to wind up doing it, but they're going to renovate it. And everybody's like, well, it was one of the last places on the strip that had that old vibe.
It did, and it was also famously in the movie Vegas Vacation.
Yeah,
that's where that movie was filmed. God, we've been on for an hour and a half. Good grief.
damn.
Sorry for the rant earlier. Mario saying log in, Miguelito. I'll tell you what, I'll tell you on Twitter if I'm going to do it. I probably will, but
Yeah.
Let's just.
Sam Salinas says, you won't be at the SAFC game this weekend, Joe? Probably not. I'll probably be driving back home with my son, helping him move and getting him all set up. But I do plan on going to an SAFC game, maybe 1 or 2 this season before everything's said and done. So I'll take Mike with me, man. It'd be a good time, a good Saturday. Good way to spend a Saturday evening at the SAFC game. But you know what? Our good friend Fernandez is going to be coming back into town for a month, I believe, in June. So we're going to have to get together. Maybe he can have you go over there and experience the Nesio bunker.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
I've been in the bunker before.
Yeah.
It's fun. By the way, before we go, some news and notes. Bronny James is staying in the draft. Caitlin Clark had 30 points last night. Her career high. Interesting note, she got fouled 8 times. She's the most fouled player in all of the WNBA right now.
Gunning for her, man.
They're beat the crap out of her.
They have, dude. I don't know, man. She's gonna have some injuries, and she's banged up for sure, man.
And the most free throw attempts of any player in WNBA right now is Angel Reese. She's drawing fouls, but she's not getting beaten up.
They're beating her up too. I've seen some plays where they're knocking her down.
They threw her down.
Yeah.
They ejected a player for that.
Yeah.
But she bounced back up. She goes, but the thing is that Caitlin seems to be like, well, it's okay. But like, you can tell it's not okay. Whereas Angel was like, that was awesome. Did you see that? She was like, hit me some more. Can I hit you back?
Yeah.
God, I love me some Angel Reese.
She wants to dust it up, man.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Everyone have a fantastic day. It is Wednesday. Shoot, let's do it again tomorrow. See you later.
All right, brother. We'll see y'all later.
Sorry for being late. Sorry for the rant.
$1.